Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a pick a card reading. We're answering the question, can you trust them? It's not going to be necessarily like yes, no. It's just going to kind of be like an honest assessment of their character. We're going to look at who are they at the core, what motivates them, how they handle conflict, and like what they generally want out of people. And then we're just gonna get like some archetype cards. I did it like half of them in reverse and half of them upright, just to see kind of like when you do a yes or no tarot reading, if like two come upright or two come reversed, to basically if it's like a yes or no kind of. But we're gonna also look at, you know, what the issues could be, like even if like two cards are in reverse, it may not mean like, oh, that they're like a deceitful person, but just that there could be some trust issues because of blah blah blah. Like, we're gonna look into it. It's not just gonna be like, okay, no, you can't trust them, move on. Or yes, you can, woo, like happy ending for you. So we know people aren't that black and white. So all right, so and then we're just gonna get some advice and just pick some traits from this bag at the end, just to see other aspects of their personality. So okay, I have pile one. Oh, I didn't light my candle. Just let me do that quick. Sorry, just 1 second. All right, there we go. Apologies. And then, okay, so we have pile one, pile two, and pile three. So for pile one, we have the black kyanite. For pile two, we have the honey calcite. And for pile three, we have the celestite. So pretty. I love this crystal. All right, guys, so go ahead, pause the video if you need to right now, if you want to pick your pile. Otherwise, we will be moving on to pile one. Okay guys, hi, if you chose pile one and the black kyanite, this is going to be your reading to see if your person is trustworthy. Can you trust them? Okay, so the first three cards that I have here are basically like, who are they at the core? Just to look into like who they are like overall in general. So the first card we got is the Flame, number 51. The next card we got was the Peacock. And then the next card we got, this card doesn't have a name or anything. It's just these soul cards that basically just take a little snapshot of whatever the person's soul. So, I mean, that card, I think, speaks volumes. So, okay, who is your person at the core here? With the Flame, I feel like they're somebody that likes to present a certain image of themselves, even though they have a lot of like intense emotion churning beneath the surface, burning beneath the surface. They could have a lot of past issues, and I'm especially getting that with this card. I mean, hello, like that's their internal state. That's what's going on in there, like where they feel lost. There's like a black hole. There's like a lot of pain. But at the same time, like on the outside, it's like there's this peacock projection where maybe your person is somebody that like really likes to like look good all the time. They like to be very showy. Like, I'm thinking of like a display, like they're very aware of what they display to the world. And even if they're not like aware of it, they just naturally like project a certain image and like just don't deal with whatever's going on inside. But I'm getting a really strong sense of like maybe pride or arrogance from your person, where it's like they maybe feel bad about themselves inside. And instead of maybe trying to deal with those things, they just kind of like build barriers so they like shove it down and compartmentalize it, and then kind of project this peacock image of everything's great, I'm fine, I'm doing great, I'm thriving, like, you know, almost like, you know, a little bit in denial about, or maybe not in denial, but there's definitely stuff beneath the surface that they're hiding either consciously or subconsciously. All right, so let's see what motivates them. We have these two cards, the first house, self, and the fifth house, passion. All right, so let's read. What motivates your person? The self. I feel like that could be saying that they're a little selfish and things like that, but it says physical body, outlook, self-image. Yes, the image that they're projecting. Life philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self-awareness, arrival, expression, gateway, and entry point. I feel as though they're very self-aware of how they're looking at all times. They're very conscious of the image that they're projecting. Like I was saying, consciousness. Yes, they're very conscious of it. So I wouldn't even say that this is like subconscious at this point, because it literally says conscious. And this is like Aries and Leo energy with the first and fifth house. Like again, fire signs. We have the flame here. And then we have air energy. So this is a very hyper masculine energy. Even if it's a woman, there's somebody that like maybe gets off on like power and things like that. We have a lot of fire and air energy here. Oh, I just noticed that this is number 51. And look, this is like 51. So maybe like May 1st, maybe they're 51, maybe I guess January 5th, but there's the number 51 could be relevant somehow. And then for the other one, fifth house, it says performance, entertainment, creativity, costume, play, love affairs, joy, pleasure, parties, children, humor, romance, and disco ball. Again, the words that are sticking out to me the most are like costume and performance, entertainment, and things like that. So it's like, again, they're like sort of like putting on this show where it's like, oh wait, I was going to put that there. I was going to put this here. They're almost like putting on this show where it's like they are like letting people in. They seem like maybe like a very open, fun-loving person when you first meet them or something like that. They could kind of like seem very warm with the flame, but I'm almost getting a sense that they're a lot colder than the warmth that they project. Like there's like more calculation going on, because the fact that this was like speaking that they're the consciousness aspect. I feel like they are like very conscious of what, and again, they could have this sort of like fun loving, oh, I love to have fun, like, and I'm really like outgoing and joyful and playful, like, you know, sort of like mentality, but it's like you would find that maybe they're like ruthless underneath and very selfish and very prideful and arrogant and very self-motivated, as opposed to like being somebody that cares a lot about other people. Okay, sorry, I'm going to keep these like pretty quick today. So then the next question was, how do they handle conflict? And we got judgment. And it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And then we got failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Okay, so how do they handle conflict? I think they don't handle it well. I think they see any sort of like argument as like aspersions upon their character. I think they're constantly on a quest where like it's the kind of thing where like they feel insecure. So again, they act super arrogant and like judgmental maybe of other people. Maybe there's somebody that like always is trying to like point the finger at other people. Like kind of like, so you don't look at what I'm doing over here, just trying to distract you by like talking bad about other people. Or if you're in an argument, they're always like turning it around to you. Or with failure, they could just be like, I'm almost getting like a self-pity, like I play the victim kind of a thing, where they're like, oh, I always mess everything up, like I'm not a good person, like almost, so you'll like jump in and be like, no, you are, like, you know, like I'm kind of getting a vibe like that, where it's like one of two things, where they either try to make you feel bad about them, and like, I mean, this is a general reading, so it could be like, you know, two different sets of people, like, you know, your person could be this and someone else's person could be this kind of energy of self-pity that I'm seeing. I don't feel like they see a mistake as an opportunity to learn. I think they see it as like a failure and like something that they try to avoid at all costs. Like they'll try to like save face however they can. Like they may like just like double down. And if they see that like they're not getting anywhere with you, or you're not like believing them, or whoever they're having the conflict with, they'll like start crying or just being like, oh, you don't know what I've been through, and like da 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 da, and like use maybe their past as an excuse. And it does feel like they have a lot of legit pain and things like that in there, where they're not happy with themselves. Like there's, I think, a lot of maybe repressed anger inside, or sometimes like I've heard that like depression is anger turned inward. I've heard that before. I don't know if that's true, but maybe that's what's going on here, where they had, you know, like a real, like some tough breaks, you know, but it's like, instead of like using it as an opportunity to learn and grow and understand themselves better, it's almost like if they've ever been made to feel weak, they've like doubled down in order to like have the upper hand. I'm getting like a sort of energy like that. And like, again, I was saying like, I don't know if I'm going to say yes or no, but this pile seems a little unable to face like the reality of a situation or themselves sometimes, you know? So that's just like something to keep in mind if you're dealing with this person. Okay. And then the next question was like, what do they want like from people most of the time? Like basically, what are they trying to get from people? And we have acceptance coming out right next to judgment. Yes, like this makes a lot of sense to me. And then power. Okay, like this is very cut and dry. This is a very clear reading. Acceptance, it's like deep down they feel insecure, and it's like they do want people to like them, and it's like almost like they have this idea that they have to be perfect in order to be liked. Like, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Like, I don't think that they understand that, you know? That's something that if they did understand that, I think would go a long way into helping them deal with a lot of these issues and grow as a person, free up a lot of this energy in order so they could move forward. But it's almost like if you can't accept yourself, kind of, like other people aren't, like your self-conceptions play such a big role in the way other people see you, that if they're not really genuine and honest, I feel like a lot of times people can pick up on that. And it's like, what do they want? They want power. I mean, again, they want to have the upper hand on people sometimes, and like they're coming through in this like black outfit here. And I think with the full moon being here as well, like that shows that they have a lot of intense emotion like bubbling beneath the surface. That's kind of like motivating them. Maybe like, I feel like the way that this moon is like behind this person, and they're like it's almost like those intense emotions, like that flame energy that I was kind of getting, are really pushing them and maybe distorting their perception, so that they feel like they like having power and staying on top is like the only way that they can feel safe or in control in a situation and like deal with these emotions. Like they always have to have the upper hand. It doesn't mean they want to have like power over other people, but they're just like afraid. Like it would be hard to like build trust with somebody that doesn't trust at all. Like they feel like they could be made to look weak, so they have to have the upper hand. Like how are you supposed to build trust with somebody like that? Like if they're probably not going to trust you. Like, does that make sense? Like they have these issues and they don't trust people. They feel like, almost like, I feel like a sense that they would be suspicious of you if you trusted them, or else look at you like you're an idiot. Like, you don't know what I'm smart. Like I'm getting a sense like they think they're smarter than everybody else. Like, you know, more clever. Like I'm getting a sense of like them thinking that they're more clever than other people, and that they always have the upper hand, and and they always know like what they're doing. And like if somebody does like end up trusting them, and really like they almost see them as like a fool in a way. So that's like something to keep in mind. But okay, so then we have these cards, which are the archetype cards, just to see, like, that's like answering the question, like, can you trust them? Like, what are their qualities really? Like, what is the truth of them? So we have the angel in reverse. So that's the shadow attribute of the angel: acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay. The next card we have is the king upright: enlightened benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Okay. Okay, and then we have the artist in reverse. Using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. Okay, so we have the two reversals here and one upright. So this technically would be a no, or it would be a, they have some work to do maybe before you can. So let's talk about the upright card. We have the king. Enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. This person could be in some sort of position of power, have a really good job, be a boss, be, like they could be doing well financially in their career and things like that. We do have this peacock energy. I feel like success is very important to them in the way they look to other people. So it's not surprising that they have like found themselves in some sort of position of power. They're in a very, like I was saying, a hyper masculine energy, but I also feel like they try to mislead people. Like I was saying, they're clever, or they think they're very clever, and they will like maybe go out of their way to sort of like do good deeds like for show. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like they're doing little nice things, little things behind the scenes. They're doing things that they get notice and acclaim for. But I feel like they could be very generous. Like for instance, if they're a parent, or if they, like when they are your spouse, it's like they want you to look good. They'll get you lots of gifts. Like I'm getting like a sense of like generosity. And that there is a good side to them. Like they could be a very good leader, like with the king being here upright, and things like that. Like I feel like they really do have like a sense of, like a good sense of leadership, and that they make good decisions in business or something like that. But then like looking at these shadow attributes, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. Again, I feel like these good qualities are almost like bait or something to like lure people in, like acting innocent to mislead others. Like again, they're like, they're not doing everything they do. They're conscious of what they're doing in the image they're projecting. They're not just like feeling in their heart like, oh, I should be nice to this person, or like, oh, I should just like, oh, I see that person needs something, let me just go blah blah blah, like help them out a little bit. Like I don't know, like if there's like how to explain the difference between the two of them, but it's almost like this person wants the acclaim, they want the kudos like from other people, they want other people to see them being a good person, they like get off on it, and it like feeds them, because I think they feel so bad about themselves. So it's like almost sad that they're just so unsatisfied with their life. And then it said falsely claiming to be in touch with the angelic guidance. So it's like, again, they could be some sort of like a scam artist. They could be very dishonest and deceptive. Like they could lie, like falsely claiming. And this says to be in touch with the angelic guidance. I mean, I guess that could be a thing, but, or it could also just be that they act like an angel and they just tell lies all the time. And I'm also getting like a gossipy kind of a vibe. Like I think I was saying that earlier with the judgment, where it's like they spread falsities about people, or they take things that people have told them in confidence, private things, and just spread it around, trying to like make other people look bad so they look better. But with the candle, it's like, blowing out someone else's, candle isn't going to make yours shine any brighter, honey. Like, buddy, whatever, like just work on your own candle, like instead of trying to blow out. I feel like that's like the type, like they want to blow out everyone's candle so theirs is the only one left shining, and trying to make other people look bad instead of like doing this work on themselves, which would be a lot more, I don't know, conducive to them just being happier. And then we have the artist. So it's interesting because it's like now we have this artist in reverse, which is using talent as an excuse to mistreat others. So again, I'm almost getting the shadow side of this king. I feel like this is like the face of them, and this is like what really motivates them and like who they really are. I feel like the shadow side of this king is present, even though it came out upright. I just feel like they're good at putting on a face of like, I'm a like benevolent person, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist. Yeah, so it's like they almost want to be seen as powerful, but then they almost like play the victim as well. Like it's very interesting to me. Like they kind of like whatever role they need to play in order to like get what they want, they'll like just like slide right into that role. Like, does that make sense? Like they're, something about the starving artist is making me think that they could try to like almost get money out of people, or and it's not going to be for everybody, but like it could be a thing where they like cry the blues about their financial situation in order to get help from other people, and I don't know. Like, I'm not getting a great vibe from this pile. Like, I have to be honest. Like, I just be very careful with this person. And if any of this sounds like it's resonating at all, I would just be wary of this person. And again, could also be on like a gradient where it's like, not to the extent of like the worst things that I'm describing, but just these themes are like present in this person, and they have a hard time being authentic, and they have a hard time believing that they're good enough, so they like kind of keep themselves closed off from other people when really all they want is acceptance, but they just feel like a failure. And now they've just gotten into this hyper protective like masculine energy in order to like keep other people out. It could just be as simple as that. Like, like always remember this is on a gradient, as Jess Puckett, the most amazing tarot reader in the world, likes to say. All right, so let's get some traits from this bag and see any other aspects of their character, maybe even like the good aspects, or just to see if it can like resonate and like make you believe that it's your person. So what other aspects of pile one's person did we miss? Volatile. I'm sorry. So anger issues. They could just be somebody that like keeps everything in, and then they just like fly off the handle. Like I think I was saying, like depression is anger turned inward. Like they could have anger issues. I don't know if I said that, but like with passion, it's like, again, passion is good, but when it's like misdirected, or it could be the shadow side of passion, I guess, could be like passionate anger and like rage and things like that. So that's something to watch out for. Confident. Yeah, I feel like that's, again, that sort of like arrogant energy coming through, but I also feel like it's a false confidence. Let's see what else we got. Mysterious. I feel like that's saying that they keep a lot of things hidden, a lot of their motivations hidden. They have one set of feelings inside and a completely different face that they put to the outside world. Fearless. Just like hyper masculine energy. But again, I don't feel like they actually are fearless. I feel like this is something like some image that they project. Social butterfly. And one more. Talkative. So yeah, I feel like they talk a good game. They know how to schmooze. They're probably like super slick. And like I was saying, when you first meet them, they seem like really outgoing and really fun. And like they have this fifth house kind of an energy, peacock, like, oh, they're really like fun, exciting person. And then you like see the darker side and you're like, whoa, because I'm seeing kind of like the darkness here and here. Like there's like a little bit of, we got some darkness going on here. So finally, let's just get some advice from Moonology. Just whatever spirit wants to say to you right now about the situation and this person. Like, what advice for you guys? Let's see. What does spirit most want you to know about this person or situation? Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So that could be saying, if you have yet to see like this side of the person like that I'm describing, but some of it does sort of resonate, like maybe expect to see like more to be revealed later, or expect powerful change maybe if you like distance yourself from this person. Super moon, emotions are running high. Maybe I feel like that's almost like a warning, like this person, like with the volatile and the emotions are running high, obviously only if that resonates, but if you sense that this person could have like violent tendencies or really like rage or anything like that, just be very careful. And then we have full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. I feel like what that is saying is that you are a very authentic person and very maybe vulnerable. She's like naked on this card. So I think you should be extra careful. And maybe this is also saying that your emotions run high. You're a very feeling person. So you're going to maybe like be inclined to feel sorry for this person or feel like you want to help them or something like that, but just make sure like just think it over and just like be aware of like what what this person could maybe be capable of, and try to be as discerning as you can here, because this is an air sign and this is it's not an water sign, but its emotions are running high. It's like speaking of emotion. So it's like, don't be afraid to be yourself, especially if this person is like judging you or something and it's making you feel bad. Just understand that they just feel bad about themselves and don't take it personal, and don't get caught up in like some sort of trap with them where, you're needing validation from them or something like that, and you're never making them satisfied because like they're just never satisfied with themselves, if that makes sense. So, All right, guys, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching this reading. And please let me know if it resonated, if you enjoyed this reading or it shed some light on anything for you, I guess, or not, let me know. Sorry if that wasn't like the answer you were looking for. But I always say, like, knowledge is power. It's better to know, or at least have some sort of like inkling that it could be, you know, so you're not like blindsided or whatever later. So, all right, guys, if you did like this reading, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next reading, okay? Bye. All right. Excuse me. Hi guys, so if you chose pile 2 and the honey calcite, this is going to be your reading to see if you can trust your person. So the first 3 cards we have here are just a look into who is your person, like at the core in general. So we have the Eternal Child, number 4, the Tiger, and this card here. So the first thing I'm getting, we'll just go with this card here. It's just a very like benign energy. Just chill, cool, like I don't see any rage, I don't see any pain. I'm not like I don't see any pain, like there's no pain inside this person, but I don't think at their core, I think at their core they're a very like joyful, trusting, benign energy. So this is off to a good start. Even the Tiger, which is like a fire element, so they could be like a fire sign. Excuse me. They could be like a fire sign, but the Tiger talks about power, but in a more feminine way. So somebody that like uses their power for good, or somebody who doesn't fight unless they have to, or you know what I'm saying? Like something like that, where it's like they step into their power by like empowering themselves instead of trying to like overpower others. Does that make sense? And then with the Eternal Child, I mean, that's just a beautiful, pure energy. Like, what can we really say about that? Like, maybe you would say like your person, like, you know, that song, God Must Have Spent a Little More Time on You, where they just really like have the heart of a child, just a purity and innocence and a joy that is just like very hard to come by in this cynical little world here. I sense a general benignness. Just, I really keep wanting to say benign, which I feel like is such a pure, loving, like what does benign really mean? I feel like it's somebody that just is very like just naturally good, doesn't really have bad intentions, and is just naturally like charitable, or like seeing the good in people, or looking on the bright side, or like looking through the eyes of a child where they just see the best in everybody, you know? They probably don't like to talk bad about other people. So right off the bat, I mean, this is like looking good. But with the Eternal Child, also something I would like to say is that I'm also getting maybe like there's a sense of immaturity here, where like if you couldn't trust this person, it would just be maybe because, I don't know, they have a tough time taking responsibility for certain things. But I'm almost getting more of like, it's like a youthful, like I'm still growing, but I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Like I'm not seeing motivations of like wanting power or anything like that. I'm more so seeing that there could be, like, for instance, if they're like a player or something, you know, they kind of like that Peter Pan syndrome, like they just don't want to grow up. They're having too much fun in their life. I feel like they could be a very fun-loving person and things like that. So what motivates your person? Let's grab these. We have the 10th house, reputation, and the 8th house, intimacy. Interesting. So 10th house, career, responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, and empire. I feel like this person could have like they could really want to please their father or something like that, because we have like the 4 energy coming through. This is number 4, which is like Emperor energy. And then this 10th house, which is like Saturn energy, which is all about the father. And it says the patriarchy, empire, which is making me think of the emperor, authority figures, legacy, maybe like your person has like a lot to like live up to, and that's something that really motivates them, like in order to like want to like do better. But then we also have this 8th house, intimacy, investment, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritance, Kundalini energy, stalking, and the underworld. There's like a stripper here on the pole doing her thing. It's like, again, like I was saying, they could be somebody, well, first of all, what I'm getting is they're somebody who likes to work hard and play hard. They feel that they have the right to do that if they, they have the right to, I don't know what I was just saying. They have the right to do that. If, as long as they get their stuff done, they can kind of like go crazy. They could be like a partier or something like that. They could be very motivated by like, I guess sex, it was talking, yeah, contract, sex, erotic capital. They could be somebody that just really likes to have sex, and they feel that they don't, like something about them could be that they don't want to like settle down or something like that. Which doesn't make them not untrustworthy, but I mean, if you're considering entering into some sort of like casual relationship with them or something, I'm not necessarily seeing that they're motivated by like commitment. We didn't get like Libra energy, for example. We got Scorpio energy, which is more about the sexual like aspect of it. And then, yeah, with the career here, it's like, I feel like maybe something your person struggles with is like feeling like they're kind of a joke, or like they're not ever going to be able to take anything seriously, or people are never going to take them seriously. Like there's these 2 thrones. Like, I'll never like live up to grow into like who I'm supposed to be. They almost feel like they're stuck in this, like the eternal child. Like, I'm never going to grow up, kind of like that Peter Pan syndrome, or maybe they feel like they don't want to, or something like that, or this is something that they have struggled with in the past. So, interesting. But definitely they're motivated by, they definitely care about what other people think about them. But I'm not getting it in a way that's like they have to have the approval from others. I feel like they want to have a good reputation. They want to be looked at with respect. I feel like they just maybe feel like a goofy kid or something like that, and like people don't take them seriously, and they want people to take them seriously. But then I also feel like sometimes maybe they play a little too hard and neglect their responsibilities a little bit. So I guess that's something to think about if you're planning on being in a relationship with them, or trying to be, that their main focus right now and their main motivation is like their career and some sort of like, I mean, and intimacy could be that they want to explore like an intimate relationship with somebody, but this could be something that they maybe struggle with, like they're someone that's not easy to like tie down, you know? So let's look at these 2 cards to see how do they handle conflict. We have happiness and discipline. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. And discipline, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Again, this is, I almost want to like switch these. This is that same kind of energy being like reiterated here, where I feel like, again, like, how do they handle conflict? They could just kind of try to like pretend like everything's fine. Like, they don't want to deal with the conflict. They just want to keep the peace, like with that benign energy. It's like they really probably don't like conflict. Like, again, I'm not seeing them being super aggressive in a masculine way where they're going to just like start trying to fight with people. Like, I feel like they're more like a feminine energy where they're just going to like suck it in with the discipline and like put a happy face on, like in order to keep, there could be somebody that's like a peacemaker, like a social smoother, like a keep the peace, like going along to get along kind of a thing. They'll like keep their emotions inside and just put a happy face on it in order to like make other people around them feel better, which is cute. And also, you know, I guess, yeah, it could be like detrimental to your person. You know, they're not like dealing with conflict and things like that. And again, that's something to keep in mind if you are planning to be in a relationship with them or something like that. But overall, like, this isn't anything that's like screaming out to me to be super negative. I mean, they could have a tough time settling down. Again, you'll know if that's true or not. They could be somebody, again, who isn't really into conflict or drama at all. They just want to kind of be like chugging along on their little happy train without like a care in the world. And even if they do have some sort of emotion like come up, or they feel like they want to like say something to somebody, I don't feel like they really address it. I feel like it would take a lot for this person to really like deal with the conflict in a way where they're like actually expressing their emotions or something like that. I feel like it takes a lot to like, this person has incredible like emotional discipline where they like keep a lot of stuff inside. Like they don't want people to know that they're upset like at all. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, and then what do they genuinely like want out of people, or generally? We have wisdom and discernment. It's very interesting. I feel like, again, like, you know how I was saying, I feel like they have a tough time, like, growing up somehow, or like figuring out, like kind of stepping into the shoes of whatever expectations have been placed on them. It's like, I feel like they just want to be like shown the way, or they want to like have someone give them the answer, and just, it's like they have a tough time figuring out how to do things on their own or something like that. It's almost like maybe they're a very overly active like mental person where what was I gonna say, like they're like an overthinker, like they overthink things to death, and they're just like, I don't know, they have a tough time maybe taking action. They're like more just like thinking and dreaming about things. Yeah, with these clouds here, that's what I meant to say. But it's like they have a tough time actually like grounding their dreams down and like taking action. So what do they want out of other people usually is, I don't know, like it's interesting, discernment and wisdom. Like I feel like they just want to know, they want to be shown the way or like told what to do almost. It's like they don't want to have to figure it out for themselves. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't really know what to think of that, but like wisdom and discernment, I mean, I feel like they're kind of related. I wonder if there's something that I'm missing. Maybe this could be saying too, like they enjoy like having like mindful discussions. Like what do they genuinely want out of people? I feel like they like to have good conversation with these books stacked up here. They could be a very mental person that, because we had, two kind of like mental energies coming through. Like they like to talk about things that like expand the mind. They like enjoy like a good conversation. I feel like they have good intentions. Like what do they want out of people? Like genuine conversations. They like learning things from people. But at the same time with this discernment, they want to know that I think the people that they're surrounding themselves with are trustworthy, because I feel like they almost recognize to some degree that they can't always see the truth about other people. So I feel like this is almost like they want for themselves to be able to like discern, because maybe there's somebody that has been taken advantage of by like certain people. With the eternal child, they could be like sort of gullible, like they have this sort of mentality of avoiding conflict, so maybe people see that and like use it against them, where they're like, oh, this person's not going to say anything, and they end up getting like taken advantage of or something like that. So that one was a little tricky. So I don't see anything bad really in these cards though, but maybe it's almost like, if anything, the worst thing is that they need people to kind of like light a fire under them and tell them what to do, because they can't really figure it out sometimes. All right, so this is the question, like the answer to the question, like, can you trust them? Like, what are their qualities? So we have the father energy in reverse. It says I can't read that upside down. Dictatorial control, like a dictator energy in reverse, like okay, why can't I speak? Dictatorial, can you read that? All right, a dictator energy and abuse of authority. And we have the poet, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Beautiful. And the lover, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Okay, so I would say overall, yes, this person is trustworthy. with the father energy in reverse, I feel like a lot of these issues could be related. Like I was saying, there was like that father energy up here too, where not like their father was like a bad person or something like that, but maybe like their father is like a lot to live up to or is like a dictator. So this person really can't like make a decision because they're so used to their father like kind of like laying out the plan for them. So they like kind of just follow in their father's footsteps or something like that. And I don't know, like they have a hard time like maybe making their own decisions and things like that. Then we have the poet and the lover. I mean, look at this lover card. I mean, they're just a lover. Like, you know, look at this. There's like a big heart on here. There's this light energy like shining off of this person. Great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. So yes, I would say that they are a trustworthy person. We have this poet energy, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So they could be very creative, or they could just always have really nice, beautiful things to say. Like I was saying, they don't like conflict. They want to always keep the peace with the doves. It's like everything that comes out of their mouth is going to be something sweet or nice or appreciative or just very nice. Like, I don't know, there's all this pink energy. I think that's showing that maybe like this person, there is like a sort of, not like a sense of inauthenticity, but a sense that they maybe like have this softer side, but it seems like they have this sort of like dictator father energy, like just probably someone that really is like maybe like, okay, like you're coming into the family business and this is what's going to happen, like, you know, but they're also setting them up with like a great inheritance, because wasn't there something about inheritance on here? So like this could be like this is this person's maybe issue where they're like have these softer, lighter, happier sides, but like they're trying to like fit into this mold that their father is kind of like laid out for them that they don't necessarily fit into 100%. So they struggle maybe feeling bad about themselves because they're not like meeting their someone's expectations over here. Like we keep seeing the father kind of coming through here, 1, 2, 3. And then they struggle with their own like identity and maybe try to like stamp out some of these better qualities, not better like as in better than, you know, their father or whatever, but these, you know, sweet loving qualities and peace loving qualities that they have, they try to almost like stamp it out. But overall, yes, I would say that you can trust them. They're a very sweet person, genuinely. Like they speak from their heart in a way where it's like they always have something nice and sweet to say. Like they're benign. Like you don't have to worry about them, I would say. But let's see what other things, in case we missed anything, what other qualities, or just to help confirm that this is your person. We have intense. We have down to earth. Interesting. Wise. That's cute, because they like that. I love that that came out, because we had wisdom as like something that they want, and I feel like they don't realize how wise like they actually are. I feel like they always like look outside for like the answer, but it's like they're a lot wiser than they think. Oh, that was 2. Worrywart. Yeah, I think they have a tough time trusting in themselves. And childish. Yeah, a little bit of like stunted growth somehow, and unpredictable. Okay. So I feel like that's not necessarily in a bad way, unpredictable, but like I was saying, maybe like at some points like their anger really does like get the best of them and they could just like kind of lash out of nowhere, but like I don't think that that's like the norm, and everyone, we're all human and get pushed to our breaking point. So what advice for you guys dealing with this person like does Spirit have for you? That's like the last thing we're going to do. Your dreams need a practical plan. I feel like Spirit is saying like you need to look at this situation practically. Like, is this person really capable of a relationship? Is that what they even want? Like, do they need to grow up a little bit more? Like, could this actually work between you? You and your loved ones are safe. I feel like that's also Spirit saying like it is safe to trust in this person, even if they're not ready for a relationship yet, and they're just honoring that like in themselves. Like it's like it's safe to like trust in them, and like you know, sort of like try to, I guess, like, look, a new romantic cycle begins. It's like this person isn't gonna like do you dirty in a way where they're gonna like lie to you and play you out and things like that. It's like you are safe around this person. Like you could have strong emotional or spiritual roots with this person, with Cancer being here. Oh, a new romantic cycle begins. Okay, new moon in Libra, which we just, oh my God, had, right, didn't we? Was it the new moon? Yeah, the new moon in Libra. And look, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So maybe like if things have been not seeming to go well, maybe they want to let you know like your person's finally coming out of the clouds. You're going to make a practical plan to sort of start a new romantic cycle with you. And if they do come towards you, you can trust it. Because like things are taking a turn for the better. A new romantic, the end of a tough cycle approaches and a new romantic cycle is beginning. So I love that that came through. That's like a great note to end on. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading. I hope you enjoyed it and you got something good out of it. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. And thank you to everybody that has already done so. I really appreciate it so much. Like you have no idea. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Okay, bye. Bye. Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot. And if you chose pile 3, this is going to be your reading. This is the celestite that you chose. And I'm going to put that right there. And then let's see, can you trust this person? So the first 3 cards we have are going to represent who your person is at the core. So what do we have here? We have the Maiden, number 8. We have the Hawk. Okay, not surprised. And then we have this energy right here. All right, so the first thing I'm getting from your person is that they are a lot smarter maybe than you think, or than that most people think. Like, who are they at the core? There's somebody that kind of has this really flowery, sugary, maybe really feminine, girly kind of an energy that they present to the world, but like their mind, because yeah, I'm looking at this where it's almost like the same pink kind of energy is like the face of them, but like look at this eye with this like light, like they have like x-ray vision, like they could see. And the Hawk is like they see things that other people don't see. They have like a very sharp mind. They're coming through as an air sign, so they could be an air sign. Also with this number 8 here, I'm getting the Strength card, like Leo energy, so like a mix of fire and air kind of, but also like a very strong feminine energy. And with the Strength card, that talks about feminine energy, feminine strength, like where they play weak, like, oh, I'm a helpless maiden, but they're like the smartest person in the room, the most observant person in the room, but they don't let on what they see. Again, I'm thinking of that song Dreams by is it just Stevie Nicks or is it Fleetwood Mac? I don't even know. But where she's like, now here I go again, I see with crystal vision, I keep my visions to myself. So it's like you would never know that this person is like, can read you like a book, like, you know, or like sees the dynamics of everything going on around them, because they've never let on, like, but they are observing and processing this at all times. But they have this very sweet, girly, like almost like they dumb themselves down on purpose in order to not be seen as a threat. So interesting. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's like deceptive, because it's not like they're wearing a full-on mask here. They're just almost like adorning themselves with like silly, vapid, feminine qualities in order to seem like unsuspecting and not to be seen as a threat. So interesting. Very cool. So then let's see what motivates your person. So we have Libra, the idealist, and the numinous mystery. So for Libra, it says harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people-pleasing, fair, idealistic, aesthetic, choosy, aspirational, geometric, graceful, considerate, obliging, indecisive, judgmental, and flattering. And the numinous mystery, the unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness, source, the unnameable, shadow work, inner knowing, tingling, ghosts, other worlds, space, enigmas, the occult, and intuition. So they have a very strong intuition. I'm not surprised you picked Celestite, which is all about like your intuition and the third eye and things like that. Again, I feel like they see the world through their third eye in a way. Like they have these intuitive gifts. With the hawk, that talks about being all-seeing. We have this eye being highlighted here on this Libra energy. Like she's like taken off her glasses. Like again, it's like they wear these glasses to sort of camouflage, like these rose-colored glasses. Again, it's like this pink energy camouflaging like this really perceptive, like what did this say? Socially aware. Like they are aware of like, if they're in a group, they know the dynamics of like everybody. They know who's like banging who. They know, even if it's like a secret, like, you know what I mean? Like they know who doesn't like who. Like they know who doesn't like them. Like they know who does genuinely like them. Like they kind of know what's going on, like, because they clearly have some sort of intuitive insights here with the numinous mystery. They know the unknowable things, like psychic abilities. Maybe they just like read people's energy really good, or I'm almost getting like a claircognizant kind of a thing here, with because it's coming through as like an air sign, not like an emotional, like a water sign or anything like that. I'm getting a very mental energy from your person. Maybe they are some sort of like a mentalist. If you ever watch that show, great show, Patrick Jane. They're like Patrick Jane. Where they just notice things that other people don't, you know, like, and they're able to like, yeah, solve a mystery. I was just going to say that, like, but yeah, the numinous mystery, it's like, I don't want to say nothing's a mystery to them, but like, I don't think people are a mystery to them. I think that they see through people very easily. If not right at first, then they do. I mean, they don't let people know. Like, I think that they're a very, graceful, considerate, obliging. They come off like that, like, oh yeah, like they play dumb. Like if they know someone's like kind of like messing, is dishonest or trying to like even like fuck them over or something, I feel like they'll play along and just like kind of distance themselves a little bit. Like they don't let people know, like they're wise, like, you know what I mean? They know not to like engage with people like that. There's no point. They're like a deceptive person. So I'm just going to hang back. So this is interesting. I feel like your person, like in order to like recognize them, if they are very, I mean, I hate to say feminine, but I feel like they try to come off very sweet. They try to dumb themselves down almost, so you don't know like what's really going on in their head. They could just be very, like, seem like a very superficial kind of a person, like, oh, blah, 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 like, have you been? Like, always has something kind of nice to say, but not too deep. But I think they're a lot deeper than they show the world. Like, they keep their visions to themselves. They keep their knowledge to themselves. They don't want to, like, even if they are a super spiritual person, I'm getting that they don't walk around trying to be, like, turning people to spirituality. Like, they're not trying to push things on people. They're just kind of like, live and let live. Like, this is what I believe. I kind of keep these things to myself and just try to get along with people and, you know, not be attacked by people for being who I am or something like that. I feel like it's very protective. Like, they're trying to always be like one step ahead in order to protect themselves, because maybe they are like sort of like vulnerable and weak in some way. They see like very just like feminine, and, you know, their mind is their only weapon, but it's like they don't want to like let people know that they see so much. So in order, like, let people know that they're onto them, so they're always like remaining like one step ahead. Okay, so how do they handle conflict? We have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Okay, so how does your person handle conflict? Like, I think, again, there's this whole, like, the face they show the world and then what they think about in private or just in their minds. Like, I think they, again, have a lot of stuff. They're the type of person that they're not going to make a big emotional scene. If you guys are having a conflict, they'll probably try to like be like, well, all right, like da 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 da, like, you know, like they'll try to like lighten it up for the sake of like, because yeah, with Libra, it's like they'll try to lighten it up for you and for them, you know, like they don't want to, like, they're not going to be like, wow, could you do this to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to just try to like kind of make a joke and like a quick exit. Like, okay, well, you know, clearly I'm crazy and like I'm so sorry to bother you, like blah blah blah, okay, bye, like, you know, and then just like deal with their grief in private. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I don't feel like there's somebody that plays the blame game. I feel like there's somebody that would be like, you know, like I loved and lost. Like I appreciate that I got to have that person in my life, even though it really sucks I can't be with them. Like I don't feel like there's somebody that like I was saying, plays the blame game with people. Like, oh, it's your fault. Like they handle conflict in a very mature way. And if anything, they try to like not have conflicts, with Libra and humor coming out next to each other. But again, they have this deeper side. They come off very superficial, but they're like so deep. Like that's what I would say. Like they have a lot of deep pain and grief and things like that, but it's like they don't like want to put that on other people. They're very like, I deal with this stuff in my own time, when I have time, when I go home at night, or I go in the bathroom and just like kind of cry for a minute and then I come out. Like I don't think there's somebody that is like, I think they are very emotionally dramatic. Like I do think they have a lot of like intense emotions, but they don't like display it publicly. They have a very like reserved, like la la la, like kind of like this maiden energy. Like they put a happy face, like a lighter face on whatever's going on inside of them. Like, so in that way, like, are they trustworthy? I guess this is a sort of like deceptive energy in a way, but I'm not getting it for like the wrong reasons. But we'll see what else comes out. Like, what do they want usually like out of people? We have fruition and the path. Again, I feel like they want the best for people. I feel like the harvest moon, it's like, and then with the path, it's like, what do they want from people? Again, it's like they almost want to understand them, I'm getting. They want to... Oh, another 8 coming through here. They want to understand them. They want to like grow from the experience, even if it is a difficult one. They want to be as authentic as possible and keep following their spiritual path, like with the path, obviously. They want to learn from this every situation. Like this is and then with fruition, I do feel like they have very good intentions. Like, what do they want from people? They want to have like a mutually beneficial experience. Like they want to grow, they want you to grow, they want you to get, like, even if it's something difficult, like if that's what's meant to be, like from your path, like they want that to like play out the way it's supposed to be. They have a lot of trust and faith in like spiritual things and the universe and source and things like that. They understand these things happen for a reason. It could be a very old soul, and like they just want these things to play out so they can like learn their lesson and move on and keep like ascending spiritually. They could be somebody that's searching for like self-actualization, enlightenment, and things like that. Even if they wouldn't say that, they just feel very drawn to like a path like that, where they're constantly expanding their mind and trying to learn as much as they can. So, can you trust them? Let's see. So, the first card we have is Addict Upright. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Okay. And then we have the Visionary in reverse, which says selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it seem more acceptable. And then we have the Monk Nun Upright, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So this would most likely be a yes, you can trust them. With this, we'll start with this. This is the one card that came in reverse. Selling insights to the highest bidder and compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. I feel like sometimes your person could struggle when they do see the truth about people, like almost like not wanting to see it. I feel like, especially if it's someone that they really care about. I'm not talking about just like random people that they're like, okay, that's just like an icky person that is just motivated by greed. Like, okay, like I'm keeping my distance. But if it's someone that they really care about and they see that maybe I feel like your person could lie to themselves and be like, no, maybe I'm not really seeing that. I'm just, that this person isn't ready for a relationship, or I'm trying to think of an example where they would maybe want to do that. And it's like, they're like, oh, what do I know? Like, they kind of like try to dumb themselves down to themselves a little bit. And they don't want to believe their own vision sometimes, I would say. But then I also feel like your person isn't really afraid to confront the shadow side of themselves helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. They're somebody that I think can be very direct if they trust you. Like, if they see that there's no point and you're just somebody that isn't willing to grow, like, all right, they're not going to waste their time, like, trying to talk to you, like, beat a dead horse. They know you don't care and you don't want to listen to them. But if you're somebody that they want to, like, grow and build, like, a relationship with, they will not be afraid to, like, bring these dark issues into the light and confront them, and to give some tough love. Like, they're not just like a ooey gooey mushy person. Oh, I'm selfless and I'm a doormat. Like, if they feel they're getting taken advantage of, they will push back, whether that's just by cutting off their energy or by like saying what needs to be said. But I don't think they're the type of person that's going to go behind your back and be like cheating on you. Does that make sense? They would, if they felt they weren't satisfied in this relationship anymore, they would confront it and the relationship and then move on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they are trustworthy in that way. If anything, they might just have like rose-colored glasses when it comes to trusting other people, despite the things that they see and sense, and they could get swindled actually a lot of the time. But it's not that they don't see it. It's like that their heart doesn't want them to believe it, And then we have the monk nun, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. I also feel like something I'm getting here, because it says selling your insights to the highest bidder, and then this is negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. Maybe they're like gifted and they have a tough time like accepting money for like the things that they see. They feel like that's wrong, and that it's just something that they should keep to themselves or something like that. But yeah, they're clearly somebody that has a lot of faith, a lot of trust in spirit. It says selfless devotion and dedication, single-minded dedication. So they're very much in touch with their spiritual side here. They probably do have psychic gifts somehow, or just like an incredible trust in the universe. I mean, we had this numinous. I feel like they do have psychic gifts, and that's what motivates them, is this spiritual path. Like, this is coming through like multiple times. So not that they're perfect or anything like that, but it's just that they trust the universe, and even when things are bad, they're not that bad. They almost seem perfect to themselves because they just accept their bad qualities. Does that make sense? And like love them anyway. But it's not like they think that they're perfect. They think that they're human, if that makes sense. So, okay, let's get some more qualities from here and see anything else that we missed about your person. Ooh, sneaky. Interesting. Okay, what else for pile 3? And then we'll talk about it. Authentic, yeah. Even though they may not be saying everything that's up front, and I think they have this authentic base, though. And they just don't want to, like, maybe hurt people's feelings, but they do know more than they let on. Stubborn. Okay. Multifaceted. Aloof. Yeah, that's like kind of like the image. Like, they're multifaceted. Like, they present this aloof sort of like, oh, like happy image, but like there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. And then immature. Okay, so those were the other qualities. If any of those resonate and you're like, oh, yep, that's my person, like, there you go. And then finally, we're just going to get some advice from spirit to see. They clearly have like a little bit of like a petty side, though, maybe with the immature and the stubborn coming out like that, where maybe they like react emotionally sometimes and sort of like blow up or something like that. And they are very like emotional or something like that, I'm getting. So what is the advice for you in this situation? It says your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. And the energy is gaining momentum. Okay, so if you're trying to like have oh look, we have more Pisces energy, meditate and contemplate. If you're trying to like establish some sort of connection with this person, it says your hard work is paying off and the energy is gaining momentum. So, and balance, spirituality, and practicality. So it's almost like you're getting closer, like things are coming together, even if it feels like maybe you're futilely. I don't know, like you're not really making progress, but I feel like you are. I feel like if this is like a romantic thing and you're trying to like, you want to be with your person, but maybe you feel like, I feel like I'm getting a sense that you don't feel like things are working out, but I feel like spirit wants you to know, like, no, like things are working out, even if it doesn't appear that way. Just keep balancing yourself out. Keep working hard on whatever you're working on now, and keep like trusting your intuition, I would say, with the spirituality and practicality. Like, keep doing what you're doing and just keep checking in with yourself every day. Like, keep grounding down and balancing. I don't know what this message even means. I hope it means something to someone. But like, I feel like almost like once you find that balance, like maybe things will move forward with this person if that's what you're trying to do. But I would say that you pretty much can trust them. And like to not cheat on you and things like that. They seem like a genuinely like spiritually motivated person, although again, they're not perfect. Nobody is. So I don't know. All right, guys, I think we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you in the next reading. And thank you to everyone that recently has subscribed. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.